Brushing before harvest makes it easy when uprooting the cassava. But like most of their colleagues in Ghana, these farmers used to have a problem. They were producing too much. Up to 30% of their yearly production could not be sold. Vanakpo Farms in the Volta region is one of the places where the solution of the problem is being introduced. Therein came the Cassava project headed by Dr. Nanam Tay Nanam Dziedzoave. Together with the local NGOs, he promotes the use of a new high-quality cassava plant which promises to add more value to the product and increase the yields.
The farmer is able to get an increase, more cassava per unit area of farm. Once he gets more cassava per unit area, it means that he's able to earn a higher income because what he will sell will give him a higher income. At the same time, we're saying that he can decide to lower the price slightly so that it will become attractive for the processors to buy.
The Cassava project works with the local NGOs in different communities. Alice Kofi is a field agent working for one of the local NGOs involved in the project. She trains the farmers on the best practices for cassava.
I've been training them on these good agronomic practices, from planting, maintenance, to chemical applications, to maturity, how they will uproot them and preserve the cassava sticks for the future farming, or the next farm they will do.
The farmers have to work in groups because supplying the cassava stick to individual farmers is a headache. Each farmer group has about 50 farmers, but the challenges are keeping them from realizing their goal. Richard Afenu's group finds it difficult to plow or harvest with only few farmers in the group.
We would like to expand, but the inputs that we use to expand, we find it very difficult to get them. Yeah, like by now we should be talking about maybe 50 acres to 100 acres of cassava farm, but because of labor, we will not be able to meet up.
After his work in the regions, Dr. Nanam, who is also a research scientist, has to return to Accra. The following day, he has to update his data about progress on the project. Legalizing the use of cassava flour in the plywood industry and bakeries, according to the scientist, is the best solution for a high demand of cassava flour. The scientist's ambition is to make this dream a reality. Therefore, he works hard to convince government to put more effort on this idea.
The government is not actively playing a role in popularizing the high-quality cassava flour. It is the project that is trying to popularize the high-quality cassava flour through media campaigns and then aggressive marketing. The project has a dedicated business development advisor, and he goes to the plywood industries and seeks to convince them and undertake internal trials with them. It is now that the government is coming on board.
From time to time, the doctor returns to the Farmers Processing Center to observe how the high-quality cassava is being processed. Legalizing the use of cassava flour will help farmers buy more improved processing machines. The doctor has a strong conviction that the excesses they used to get out of the crop will be more useful. Caltech Ventures Processing Center in Hojo in the Volta region in Ghana is the only center in the region with improved processing machines. Dr. Nanam wants more of these processing centers to make the product more valuable to the plywood industry and bakeries.
The market we are targeting is a big market, a minimum of 30,000 tons of high-quality cassava flour annually. And that is the reason why we need processing centers of this capacity, several of them within the country. then we can be sure that we'll be able to meet the market demand. Now, besides, processing centers of this capacity operate according to the quality specification and quality standards. So if we have processing centers, many processing centers like this one, we are sure that the quality of the product that will be turned out will be high and meet the specifications of the market.
In the Food and Research Institute, the cassava flour is being tested to see whether it is of high quality. At the laboratory, the product has to prove it meets industry standards. A test will demonstrate it has not been fermented and dried properly for it to be used in bakeries and the plywood industry. It also shows how long the flour can be stored before deteriorating. 3 years on into the project, most of the problems are solved. What is left for Dr. Nanam is to develop new ways of how the product can be accepted by users in the market. But he is optimistic about the future of cassava flour.